Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for another process video today. I am working with the Simple Stories I Am collection in this layout, and Genbox has a Facebook group where they were using the I Am collection for the month of March, and I kind of got in on that late, but I decided to join the group, so this was the first layout that I made using the I Am collection. And I also was going to submit this for the paper issues crop, but I didn't get to finish it in time because we were leaving to go on vacation. And I've actually had this layout sitting on my desk for like 2 weeks waiting to be finished. And I thought, well, I don't typically scrap myself. It's always the kids. But this time I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. So I used it as an opportunity to write a letter to my older daughter, just because recently she's felt a little neglected, I guess, because of her younger sister. And so I wrote her a nice little letter just about, how I love her and I'm doing the best I can. So anyways, here I put a bunch of the 6x6 papers together and made a bunch of layers there. And I put some dimensional adhesive on it, and I put a lot of dimensional adhesive on this. I used it, I think, between every single layer. And I made that circle with my gold Heidi Swapp Color Shine. I felt like it was just so white in the background. I needed something to highlight that paper. So I just made a circle with a paintbrush. And then I took some thread and spread it around all messy. And then I just get all that adhesive on there, and I put some on my picture as well. And then I think I'm going to stick that down. Yep, looks like I'm pulling off the backs on that. So I'm going to stick that down. And one of the things in Genbox's group is to try different things on your layout, and so one of them was like writing a lot of journaling. And I always usually write journaling, but I don't write a ton. And so for this one I wrote quite a bit. In fact, I had planned on putting it in the bottom left hand corner, but when I got done with it I decided that I was gonna do some hidden journaling. So you'll see that at the end. But right here I'm taking another 6x6 paper from the 6x6 pad, and it's the paper that in the 12x12 has the gold foil heart on it, but I'm using it here because I really want that striped paper as an accent on the bottom left corner and the upper right corner. So I take that, and then I'm also going to use part of the branding strip for one of the papers. I think it was for the back of my background paper, that 12x12 sheet with the white bricks. And it's kind of like a reddish orangey color and with the white polka dots. So I just kind of tore some of that, and so I put down the orangey piece and then a longer black piece. And I just used my ruler to kind of make them ripped, messy looking. And I've been watching a lot of people do more ripping and with the ruler and stuff, and I don't know, I think I'm going to start giving that more of a try, because I feel like when I put my picture in the center, I think it would have added just a little more texture and interest if I had ripped some of those layers instead of just cutting them. But I still like the way it looks in the end. So, but anyways, I'm gluing that stuff down in the lower left hand corner, and then I'm going to move up to the upper right hand corner, I believe, in a second here. Yes, so right now I'm going to rip another piece of that striped paper. And lately, I gotta tell you, I'm really into the whole black and white stripe thing. The layout I did before this one with my youngest daughter, I used the black and white paper from the Webster's Pages Beautiful Chic collection, and I thought it was just so striking, especially with the lime green Heidi Swapp paper that I had around it. So with this, I just thought that the black and white also just added a little bit of that striking, I don't know what it is I'm trying to say. It adds something to it. So anyways, that's what I did here, and so I'm gluing that down. I did the same thing with like the orangey paper up top too, and I just, kind of roughed up the papers a little bit more once I put them on the paper. So I'm doing that here in the upper right hand corner. And so now I'm trying to figure out my title, and you will see me go through quite a few different titles. Right there, I thought I might use the ones from the Maggie Holmes Open Book Collection because they do coordinate well, and I figure, hey, it's always good to use supplies that you have. So I put it on wax paper, and I start taking a look at that, and I move it around, and I'm going to decide that eventually, no, I don't like it, and so I'm going to try something else. You'll notice I have all the die cuts out to the right, so I can just grab them as I go. So now I've got the sticker sheets that I purchased with the I Am collection, and so I pulled those off the sheet, and it's a little deceiving when you look at them on the sheet. They look like they're a little bit thicker than what they really are. They were pretty thin, so I was pretty sure I wasn't going to use them, but I thought I would give it a try. So I put those on wax paper now and trim that up and put them down there, and I take a look at that and decide quickly, nope, I don't like it. So I pulled out some other thickers, and in the end I'm going to do the same thing with those, but I'm going to decide, once again, you'll see me and I'll pull them up, and I'm not going to use those either. And I probably could have pulled that out of the video and made it a little bit shorter, but I just wanted people to see my process, honestly, and know that, I don't just pick the thing I'm going to use the first time. A lot of times I go through many different things. And since these are process videos, it makes sense for you to see that. So now I put those away, and I took out yet another set of thickers that I've had for years, and I've never used a single one. And so I'm thinking, you know what, I like these. I really like the font. I like the scriptiness of them. So I put those on my wax paper and put them down there, and I'm thinking, yeah, I think I like this. So in the end, I am going to stick with those letters. Thank goodness, so you won't see me pull out any more of my thickers or anything. And so now I'm taking the little, small little tile letter stickers in the kind of yellowy mustard color. And so my title down there was I Am, and then I'm spelling out You Are Mom. Because really this is just, all about her, like telling my daughter that, I love being her mom, and it really is like the most important job I've ever had in my life, and that I love being her mom, and I feel blessed to be her mother. And, sometimes I know that I complain about being tired, and sometimes I'm forgetful, but, she just needs to remember that I'm really doing the best that I can. And so just a little reminder that, I am her mom, and one day she will probably be a mom, and then she'll understand all of these things, but right now she's 9, so when I forget something, she doesn't like that, and she gets upset with me. So I just have to remind her every now and then that I'm only human, just like her. So I think now, yes, I'm finally getting those stuck down. I stuck down the tile ones first, and I am now putting the other letters down. And I do apologize if you hear any airplanes in the background, but my house is almost a throwing stone's distance away from an Air Force base, so there are planes coming and going all the time, so you may hear them occasionally. Okay, so now I've got that stuck down, and so I'm looking through the 6x6 paper pad, and I've cut off a piece of that, the one with that I used for the stripes, because I have some of the little chipboard frames. So I'm actually using that paper, and I'm framing that piece of paper with the heart. And then I'm going to pull out some other pieces to go with that. I had the little chipboard bird, And I thought that was really cute. And also my older daughter really loves birds, anything birds. It started with ducks, but now it's really anything that's a bird. So I put that on there, and then I started looking at the sticker sheet, and I was looking at some of the other chipboard. And I ended up on this one using a little chipboard piece across the heart. And then I think I also pull one of the little gold chipboard hearts, and I think I'll put one of those on there as well. And at some point I will stick the whole thing down. My paper was a little bit warped just from putting the color shine around it, painting it on there. So it was kind of hard for me to get pictures in the very end once I had finished it. I think though once it's in the album it'll be fine and it'll lay flat. So I'm just getting those pieces put on there, and eventually I will take the hot glue gun for these chipboard pieces. And even though I have dimensional adhesive on that little bird, once I go to stick it down, I'm going to use my hot glue gun on that as well. Just because I did not trust it to stay put, even with the dimensional adhesive. So I take my hot glue gun and stick a little bit more because it was, my hot glue gun, the stick wasn't pushed in very good, so it came out some, and then it was drying really quickly, so it kind of dried before I got it really stuck down. So I had to go back and just add a little bit more, and then I had to put some on that little bird, like I said, and I got the bird stuck down. And I did add some of my zig glue to the little chipboard pieces that I put in that heart. And right there, I think I just pulled out that gold heart from the chipboard piece. But those pieces, I just added a little bit of glue to that, just for reinforcement, to make sure it stayed put in its place and didn't fall off in like a year or so. And I think I tried some arrows and things like that and didn't end up liking those. So then I went back to the little die cut pack and I found a little banner, and I believe it says thankful, just because I don't have the layout sitting in front of me right now. I left it laying out, and then I forgot to bring it upstairs with me because I've locked myself in my bedroom to do this voiceover, and so I left it downstairs in my scrap space, and I don't want to walk with you while I'm doing the recording, so I just put some dimensional adhesive on each of the ends of that banner so that they stay, and I actually did not peel the sticky stuff off, I don't think. I think I just used some adhesive on the middle part of it and stuck it to the frame, and then that way it just pops up a little bit. And now I got another one of the frames because I kind of wanted to balance it on each side, because in the beginning I was really feeling like I was having a hard time embellishing. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and my picture was like so central, just right in the middle, smack dab in the middle of that piece of paper, and I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to embellish it. So once I saw a bunch of people with these frames, and I hadn't originally purchased the frames, so I quickly got them, and I'm so glad I did because it was perfect for this layout. So I used 2 of them, and on this one I took another piece of paper, and it's I can't remember if it was from the 6x6 pad or if it was from the 12x12 sheet, but I just cut the piece, and it had a little bit of a black diagonal pattern around the edge of it, and you can see it like sticking out, or maybe it was a black stripe, but you can see it just a little bit. So the background is still white, but it has a little bit there, and there was a heart on that as well, and I ended up covering that with one of those gold chipboard, the gold foil chipboard hearts. So once again, I just take some of my zig glue and I'm going to put it onto the gold heart and stick that on there. And then I have another little banner, and I think that one says On a Journey. And so I put some dimensional adhesive in the center of that to keep it from falling down in the center. And then I put regular adhesive on both sides of that. And then I'm going to use my hot glue gun once again. And I'm going to stick that down also. And you'll notice there are some things I did on the layout. I did add one of the brads up there that says I am, and then I added another piece from the die cut pack that says I am. And then you see my journaling right there. I ended up doing that, and I created a pocket on the back because I just felt like I had so much to write that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to fit it all in the bottom, and I didn't want to type it. So I just created the little pocket with a piece of white cardstock and punched out a little notch, and then wrote my journaling and attached one of the tabs to it. And that worked really well. So anyways, here's some close-ups of my finished layout, and then I will have some photos coming up in just a second. So thanks for watching and have a great day.